not entirely sure that there wasn't somebody jumping the gun there in the middle. Oh, and there's fallers. Oh dear. It looks like some of the Players de Castillon team got trampled there. I don't think we're going to see a replay of that at this stage in the race. Maybe later, after the race is over, we can have a look at what happened there. But it looks like several runners, and it looks like the men in green from the host club might have gone down. Two of them did survive, though. So Amory and Leonardo managed to emerge unscathed. They're up there, so too is Murphy. Ennis at the moment have got three men in that leading pack, and that's Murphy leading the way. So early stage of the race, just like with the women's race, it's a quick start. It's not taking them too long to end up in almost single file in just one long echelon. Well, Murphy is really starting to impose his authority on this race very, very quickly. He isn't hanging around at all. Now they's just eased back a little bit. And Amory and Leonardo of Players de Castillon are up there. So too is one of the Menorcan runners. Yes, just looking at my start list, the man in third at the moment in the lime green vest, Dalmas Yeko. Well, Menorca caused a little bit of a surprise by qualifying for this competition, but it looks as though they've got men to actually sustain a challenge. Fenerbahce, well, not really showing terribly well at the moment. They've got one man up there in that leading group. There's Amory and Leonardo running side by side in fourth and fifth place at the moment. But it's Murphy pushing hard. He's looking very comfortable. Okay, it's only about 800 meters into this race. You can see there a couple of the leading athletes having a little bit of difficulty negotiating that tight turn. You need to get your sight lines right. But now you're back onto the sand again. Runners as well, if they're not used to running on sand, because it's the energy right out of you. But it's Yeko at the moment looking very good indeed as well on the shoulder of Murphy. Leonardo up there. Leonardo, of course, third in last year's race. As they work their way around the paths that now have been shoehorned into comprising this cross-country course at Oropesa del Mar, alongside the beach. This is a traditional Southern European course, dry, quick, parkland-style course, in comparison to the Northern European courses, which would be more fields and mud. Yeko just glancing over his left shoulder, not quite sure what he's thinking or looking at Murphy for. Well, Yeko was sixth in the world under-20 championships. Actually represented Uganda there back in 2021. He's the World University Games cross-country champion from last year. This is his first race of the year, though. had some success before the new year in the cross-country races, that some of the famed Spanish cross-country races in Soria and Atapuerca. Now Yeko starting to pull away. It just looks so fluid, does this young Ugandan representing Menorca. Just edging away. Niall Murphy and Leonardo, well, as they went through the lap, they're all together. I was saying that the second Players de Castellón athlete was Amri, but it's Olivo. Looks like Amri might have been one of those who fell to the floor in that hectic start. It's Players de Castellón in the lead at the moment, with Fenerbahce second in the team competition. Ennis, last year's champions, a little bit further back in third. So Leonardo, Yeko and Murphy are the three men in front. Olivo a little bit further back. Murphy just looks very uncomfortable every time he hits the sand. I don't think it's something he's practiced. He's a fine runner without a doubt, but that might have been taking him out of his comfort zone. Yeko keeps glancing around. All three men at the front at the moment looking very comfortable. There's a breakdown of the team competition to the left-hand side of your screen. In fact, it's Nina from Northern Ireland, who are actually in third place. It's a real battle between them and Ennis. So still Dismas Yeko, the young Ugandan, racing for the Menorca club, in the lead. Ruben Leonardo looking good as well at the moment in second place. Niall Murphy, 11th last year. Still up there in contention. Fenerbahce not showing right up the front, but certainly packing well a bit further down. Pace has eased off a little bit. Has allowed a couple of the other men to get up there. Here the shouting of the various family, friends, team managers, teammates, urging these runners on as Yeko surges again. The only man to follow him is Niall Murphy. Just easing his way around this course, Yeko. Looks as though he's just biding his time. He's controlling this race from the front, as he's done from about 500 meters into the race. Back onto the parkland again. And once again, he's put in a little surge that strung out the leading 6 men. But just look behind them. In places 7, 8 and 9, it's the yellow and black vests of Fenerbahce. So Fenerbahce at the moment look as though they might well have edged into the lead as far as the team competition is concerned with that packing. Yeko having no problems with those barriers, nor should it be said Murphy either. Now Leonardo takes chase. Yeko surging once again. Now he's starting to open up a bit of a gap as he's embarking on the last lap. So 1,900 meters to go. In contrast to the leading women, he'll be very comfortable racing at these sort of distances. He's raced in quite a lot of senior competitions over 10 kilometers. Vivian Delin. Haven't really talked much about Delin. Delin up there as well, doing a very good job for the Dijon club. Fenerbahce indeed have taken the lead in the team competition, overtaking Plage de Castillon. So it's now Delin taking second place. He's been followed by the Italian Benzone. But Yeko now starting to stride away. He's looking as confident as Miriam Benkart did in the under-20 women's race. And he's just looking so comfortable as he puts ever-increasing amounts of daylight between himself and the chasers. I've just been counting, and I make that about a 12-second gap now that he's opened up. So something in the region of about 70 meters in the space of a very, very short period of time. He just went gently through the gears and pulled away. Yes, it looks as though, barring accidents, he's well on his way to taking the European Champion Clubs Cup cross-country under-20 men's title. Well, Menorca, his teammates are a long, long way back, but it's looking as though Dismas Yeko is going to be standing on top of the podium as far as individual honours are concerned. So just a couple more minutes of running to go. Just under a kilometre. Well, behind him It's a real battle for the medals. Two Fenerbahce runners have got up there. Olivo and Leonardo of Players de Castillon look as though they're starting to struggle. Delin of Dijon's up there battling, as he's done for a lot of the race. There's no doubt at all that this young man's on his way to victory in Oropesa del Mar. I think he's just eased off a bit, having done all the hard work. The gap's closing a little bit, but I think it's too much for the rest of the field to make up. And I still think there's plenty in reserve for Dismas Jeko if he needed to. He's just running so comfortably at this stage, negotiating these three rather short steeplechase type barriers for the third and last time. So the Italian Benzoni now in second place, Delin in third. But it's Dismas Jeko. There's no doubt at all about who's on his way to victory, and he's now just sped up just a little bit with the finish in sight. It's a long shot, you can see. He's just got about 50-60 meters to go. And it's going to be Dismas Jeko of the Menorca club that takes